Ladies, gentlemen, meine Damen und Herren, Mesdames et Messieurs, señores y señoras, guten Abend, good evening, buonasera, buenas noches, konnichiwa, xin chao, ni hao, annyeong, and here we go. It is the first game of this best of three in the round of 32 here on the Team Liquid Open number 15, and we have two players in a TVT playing against each other. The first map is Scrap Station. The first player is Braddock here from Rock's case. His opponent is Oblong. He is from the US. I have no idea how good he is. He is having 3,100 points on the Masters League, but this doesn't have to mean too much because we already know that a couple of people already reached the 4,000 points mark already, so having 25% less points on the Masters League, there are a lot of players ahead of him, and if we were in the lobby, Oblong even said, "Oh, he's getting casted, so it looks like this is not happening on a regular basis for him." So I'm really curious where this is going. Especially TVT on Scrap Station is always good for some sneaky play, for some dropship play, and I think this map could come in handy for the playstyle of Braddock. But I still remember a game where he was playing exactly on Scrap Station. This was the second game of a best of 5 series. He was playing against Liquid Red, and he was playing against Red without using a single medivac. And he won the game in the end, by the way. And so, a lot of stuff can happen, and of course, Braddock with his smart, diverse playstyle will know what to do. He's the favorite to win this game, so I'm really looking forward to see what's going on in this map. Um, on this game, on this map. I'm sorry. So let's take the production tab. We see each player is now opening with a factory. Braddock building his factory here in the top left position, and now going for this second refinery. The Marines just killed the Medivac, the SCV here. The SCV did spot the factory, so he's completely aware of what is going on actually. And Braddock only spotted this factory. He decided to move back with his SCV, so having no units lost compared to 1 units lost. So looks like in terms of units lost, Braddock is currently infinite better than Oblong, but I think this is just a question of time until this infinite advantage is over, so to say. And if you want to check the brackets, it's pretty easy to check those. Just go for teamliquid.net, and then in the top middle of the screen you will see the brackets. If you check the description of my stream at Team Liquid, you will see the brackets as well. But teamliquid.net, and just check the top middle and you will see all the brackets. For example, we have selected one of the first players qualifying for the round in the round of 16, and the round of 16 is already the quarterfinals here. So and remember, this is the last Team Liquid Open before the qualifiers, so it is now or never if people want to secure their last spot on the tournament. And let's take a look what Braddock is doing now, and he is going for the cloaked banshees right now, and this is a very smart thing. He built his factory here in this area, then he pulled this, lifted the factory up, provided an add-on here, and now landed here in the bottom right. So maybe he was even forcing a scan by Oblong in this area, but now with the factory not being there anymore, this is really forcing your opponent to raise the scan, but Oblong is not falling to this trap. He's got a Viking himself, so scouting out what is actually going on in the base of Braddock. and he most likely will have scouted. Yes, he will. It did scout the starport here with the tech lab. So having out one Banshee, one Viking already, of course, will come in handy here for him. Meanwhile, Oblong is opting to go for the tank marine, very classic opening there. He is going for a second Viking as well. So having one Viking to fly around the map, having another Viking to protect his mineral line, and even going for the engineering base, so he wants to play so he can build the missile turrets, like we see this missile turret right now here in the mineral line. So he really wants to be sure that those Banshees will not do anything unforeseen right now. And here's a Banshee number 1 coming in from the left, but there are the Vikings. We should see this scan right away, and Oblong now is having these legs he was talking about. So now this is okay if you announce the legs right away. Of course, this is not so good if you want to micro your units in the correct way, especially cloaked Banshees. But he was announcing that he will have this legs, so and this legs will go on for about 30 seconds, and then they should be over. So Braddock could prepare for it. He said, okay, it's no problem. So, and now Oblong is even apologizing for this, and this is worth some applause, because this is very mannered, and that's what I love so much about the StarCraft 2 community. All those nice people, everybody is watching out that we will see some good manners, and people getting kicked out of tournaments if they do not behave the correct way, etc. This is really good. Now Braddock repairing his Banshee, and one more important thing about the manners is, I think one of the reasons is that a lot of players and a lot of the community for StarCraft 2 still got the StarCraft 1 background, and a lot of those StarCraft 1 players are actually like 24, 25, 30 years old right now, and it's just a fact. The more older you get, the more of a mannered person you become. I mean, just imagine 13-year-old kids just behaving like 13-year-old kids, because they are actually 13-year-old kids, and having a very high average in age is a good thing, I think. I mean, I'm exactly one of those guys. I'm 26 right now. I played StarCraft 1 like 12 years ago when it just first came out. It was my first game I was playing online, and yeah, I'm just happy about the StarCraft 2 community. I like to get involved, and that's why I love casting so much, because the people around here, the people on Team Liquid, the people in the communities, on Reddit for example as well, are so nice. I mean, of course we have some drama, and we will have some drama everywhere, every time, but that's just normal. That's how life goes. So, Braddock sieging up. Braddock needs to watch out for his Banshee, he needs to watch out for his Vikings, and he needs to watch out that he still has enough vision. Now doing the scan, spotting, okay, these siege tanks are here in the bottom area. And once again, he is going for the Caduceus reactor. 3 and 4 games, so he looks like he likes to go for the Caduceus reactor, and TBZ and a TBT as well. This Viking most likely will go down, and now Braddock is trying to stay out of range with his Marines. The siege tank was not too successful there. His Marines suffered quite a lot of shots there, lost 3 Marines, and now he's just reinforcing with more siege tanks. Of course, these cloaked Banshees were not that effective, which allowed Oblong to go for a little bit more damage, but he does not have any SCVs mining here at his natural currently. He will be forced to send some SCVs, or will even lift up his orbital command, and there we see the energy on this orbital command here at the natural, for example, is just stacking up more and more. Meanwhile, Braddock finished with his second command center, so second expansion will come up pretty soon here at the expansion point number 4 on the half island in the bottom right. right. Meanwhile, he is already happily mining here from his natural expansion right away. Braddock now at 6 siege tanks, getting 1 siege tank at a time. Meanwhile, Goody style here by Oblong having 2 factories, but if he wants to be a true Goody style player, he needs to have 4 factory on 2 bases, 3 with a tech left and 2 with a reactor. And how do you break those siege tank line? Goody showed us this yesterday as he was playing in the finals against Saitini on the Craft Cup number 32. Use Hellions, use Thors, and maybe some SCVs in the mix as well, and then you can break nearly every, even though well-placed siege tank line because of the pure diversification of your army composition. So, if you want to check out those VODs, and especially game number 2, game number 3, and game number 1 of the finals, are really worth watching. Just check my webpage, andre.com. There's the VOD section, links to my YouTube account, or even better to my channel at SC Streams, because on SC Streams the VODs are not splitted up into parts, because yes, YouTube is not allowing me just yet to have VOD length with more than 15 minutes. So, the single Banshee went down. It did do some damage to this missile turret too. They killed the SCV building the missile turret in the first place. Now he's got the orbital command up and running here, so now he's on 3 orbital commands, having 3 mules every 80 seconds. And just one thing. You can join us in the chat on IRC. Channel is a special Andrea at CraigNet, and you can talk about everything you want on that channel. There are 2 exceptions. The first exception, you cannot talk about any Nazi-related or racism stuff. I don't like that at all. And the second thing is, you cannot insult anybody. It doesn't matter who it is. And some guy just knew what's going on. Just banned him from the chat. Anyway, banning people is very important there. I even take my 5 seconds, stop some casting to keep the chat clean, because my moderator is currently not here. And of course you can talk about girls. Yesterday, for example, as I was casting Craft Cup, someone was in the chat seeking relationship advice. Like I said, everything you want, no insults, no Nazi talk. And the rest is completely fine with me. So let's take a look at the income tab right now. So we see 61 harvesters for Braddock, 52 for Oblong. Braddock even going for another expansion. And this really reminds me of the last games we already saw where Braddock was playing. Braddock always had 1 more base. He was just 1 base ahead all the time. He had the better macro, and the supply is telling us the same story. Braddock being ahead 26 supply at the moment. Now Braddock started with a siege here at the Planetary Fortress. Oblong is now repairing it, but he's only repairing it with a couple of SCVs. He needs to have actually more SCVs repairing this, and repairing this Planetary Fortress all the time, of course, costs some gas, costs some, what is it called, minerals as well. But Oblong doing a good job here, taking out 2 siege tanks, now moving away, so not that many siege tanks are in range anymore. Meanwhile, we did not see any drop happening. For example, Braddock just built some missile turrets here to be safe against the drops, and Oblong built some missile turrets as well. Now he's mined out in his main. He will transfer some SCVs over here. Yeah, actually his natural expansion could use a couple of more SCVs, but it looks like he decided to send all of those SCVs to the center location, and this is not a smart choice. I mean, let's take a look. That is nearly 40 SCVs here at the center location, and yeah,